Today we talk about the master's programs in economics. Here is the agenda, universities, and all programs are called Master in Science and Economics, so there is no differentiation in this regard. But first, also, who is organizing this event? This is My German University, a database where you can find programs offered by German universities. So in case you want to study in Germany, in German or in English or some other languages involved, feel free to use the study finder to narrow down your search, find most appropriate program, favorite it, and also learn more information about it. For example, frequently search is about career prospects or some double degree options and so on. All the information is listed. You can search by a study finder, and then all programs have deeper description. You can also have a look at our articles where you see general information about all the different topics like scholarships, universities, master's programs, letter of motivation, etc. In terms you are interested in scholarships, even today, feel free to check out this section because there are country-specific scholarships listed and that are offered from 𝘗𝘪𝘵. And also some other availabilities, for example, 𝘗𝘀𝘪𝘵𝘪𝘔 or some private providers of funds. We always, with our webinars, we try to connect with you in terms of providing broader and specific information. By broader, I mean general webinars when we talk about these topics like scholarships, again, visa, uni-assist, or studying in Germany. And we have also subject webinars when the role of My German University is the smallest, because then we have guest speakers from German universities presenting their programs and even taking time to answer your questions. So we hope that such kind of webinars are informative, especially for those who are in the process of application or deciding if they want to study one of the presented courses in Germany. And of course, the team, we are based in Hamburg in Germany, but the team members are all around Germany. We have now majority German team members, but still some of us, including myself, are foreigners who try to also share their experiences of how they made it to a degree program in Germany, and share the tips in terms of application or special visa, which is frequently asked. Also, you see different flags here, which means that the consultation is in multiple languages, but also articles are translated to different languages. So feel free to check that out again, because you could also read them in your native language if you prefer. Now, our study finder, the previous one that you saw was kind of a demo version. Right now you see a full picture, which has lots of breakdown menus, and all of them have even different sections. So you can always apply different filters. And why it's important, because if you search for subject economics, there are more than 600 programs related to economics. Not all of them are purely called Master in Economics for sure, but then even if you the first natural breakdown will be into Bachelor and Masters, but then still you will have some a quite nice number, 400 programs to select from. Therefore, it's easier to always adjust some filters, and you can combine them, and then you can sort programs according to, I don't know, let's say application deadline or location. All of that is combinable, and then you can select, I don't know, 10, 15 programs. You can favor them and always see more information about them within the course page. If you want to know how what is a field of economics and how it feels studying it in Germany, we have subject pages that provide general overview. Then there are rankings, tuition fees, application, admission requirements, language requirements, program features, and list of universities offering such kind of programs. And you will see lots of graphs there which provide numbers in terms of what is an average tuition fee for such kind of programs, etc. So we believe these subject pages are also informative and could be interesting for potential applicants. We always advise to check out program content very carefully, because by name you should not be guessing what a program is about, because all programs are different, they have different focuses. Therefore, it's always very important to check programs themselves carefully and not be guided by fees or rankings or city names. To mention differences in the universities in Germany, so there are universities and universities of applied sciences. What is important today to have in mind is that universities have more research and theory-oriented programs. Universities of applied sciences usually have more application or practice-oriented programs. However, there are always some exceptions on both sides. Again, going back to the previous slide, check out each program separately and individually and carefully. Another advice will be to search when you initially start searching for programs. Search by subject and adjust different filters rather than only selecting by program name, because this way you will not miss out all the great programs that are there for you. And with this, now the most interesting part begins, because we will be hearing a presentation from Professor Dr. 𝘱𝘢𝘕𝘐𝘫 presenting from Trier University, a great degree in Master in Economics. All the program details will be shared, and meanwhile, I will be also assisting her to share some links in chat.
Yeah, thank you, Nino, for the nice introduction. So you just saw the map. So I'm from Trier University. Trier is a city in the southwest of Germany near the French, Belgian, and Luxembourgish border. And wait a moment, where is that now not working? Ah, yeah, there we go. Okay, so it's located at the River Mosel, and it's the oldest city in Germany. So it was built by the Romans. We have a lot of interesting sites to look at. Several of them have the UNESCO World Heritage status. And Trier itself is a city, but a small city. It has about 110,000 inhabitants. And it was originally founded in 1473, but then was closed at the beginning of the 19th century and reopened in 1970. And with regard to our student numbers, we are relatively small, so approximately 10,000 students. So that actually is quite nice for students who come from abroad. So it's not as if you are basically going to get lost in student masses. Yeah, so it's actually quite a familiar atmosphere. So here are some pictures from Trier itself. So there you see the Roman Porta Nigra, the old city gate, and you see our market square. But let's now go to our program. So here are 3 photos from Trier itself. So you see 2 of our master students, one from Ethiopia and one from Taiwan. You also see our university library, and you see a picture that was taken right on campus. So you see it's actually also a very nice landscape there. And so our program here is one of the oldest all English taught economics master programs in Germany. Yeah, so originally these programs had some elements that were taught in English, some were taught in German, and we started right from the beginning that you could actually take all classes in English. So it's a general economics master program with interdisciplinary outreach to political science, to business administration, sociology, statistics, and other fields, you name it. It has 6 different specializations: international political economy, international labor markets and innovation, international finance, European social security and health systems, econometrics and applied statistics, and environment and sustainability. So we also offer some additional master programs. Namely, in particular, we offer a master program joined with the political science department, which would be the International Economics and Public Policy Master, also taught completely in English. We do have a data science program that probably for economists is not the thing that you typically would consider, but it's open for economists. So if you are really interested in that, that is something that you could try as well. And we have a brand new master program that started this winter, which is called Sustainability Management and Economics, and that is a joint master program with the business department. But let us now talk about the economics program. So the duration for a typical German master program is 2 years, of which you could spend 1 semester abroad if you want to. So this would be via the Erasmus Plus program. And there it's the case that you can basically apply for that. You typically will be accepted for that, and then you can go to one of our partner universities in Europe. Yeah, so we have several partner universities all over Europe. There's another option, which is a double degree option. There you would actually spend 1 entire year abroad. And we have 2 such double degree options, namely one with the University of Warsaw and one with the University of Bergamo, so meaning in Poland and in Italy. Also there, the language of instruction is in English. And the interesting thing about that is that within 2 years, you could actually get 2 full master degrees if you join that program. And it's open for people who are German, it's open for people who have European citizenship, and it's open for anybody, right? So basically, even if you're not from Europe, then you could still join this double degree program and also get 2 master degrees from European universities. When you arrive in Trier, the first thing that you would take actually is a prep course for mathematics. And one thing that is also important is that right from the beginning, we have an academic mentoring, and that is actually conducted by professors. For example, I'm also a mentor for several of our students. So each student has an academic mentor who is a professor. So as is typical for German master programs, our programs are decomposed into modules. Most modules take 1 semester to complete. Some actually spend 2 semesters, and modules have a weight of either 5 or 10 credit points. And the master's thesis is the biggest module. It actually counts for 30 credit points. And in order to get the master's degree, you need 120 credit points. And so if you basically pass the examination for such a module, for a 10 credit point module, then you would get 10 credit points, and the grade that you receive will count for 10 over 120 in the overall grade. So in the first semester, you would take 3 courses: advanced microeconomics, advanced macroeconomics, and econometrics. Then you take some specialization classes, and then in the 4th semester, you would actually write your master's thesis, which counts for 30 credit points. So during the 2nd and 3rd semester, that means you take your specialization modules, and we have quite a long list of courses to choose from. And if you take courses according to a certain specialization, for example, a very popular choice is international finance, then you will actually get the specialization written on your transcript. You can, however, also finish your economic studies without a special choice. So basically, then you just get the plain degree in economics. So when you have completed the 3 compulsory modules, advanced micro, advanced macro, and econometrics, the 60 credit points in electives, and the master's thesis, when you will be awarded the degree M.Sc. Economics. So in case you choose the double degree option, it works as follows. The first year you would spend in Trier and earn 60 credit points there. And then you would apply for admission to the double master's degree program after the first semester. And if you're chosen, then you can spend the 2nd year at the partner university, and also there you will earn 60 credits. And then that means that if you are successful in that, you will have 120 credit points, just as if you stayed all the 2 years in Trier, but you will get 2 master degrees. So the master's thesis would be supervised by a professor from Trier and the partner university. And if you have chosen the Warsaw option, then you would get the M.Sc. Economics from Trier with a specialization called European Economic Integration, and the Master in International Economics from the University of Warsaw. If you choose the Bergamo option, you would once again get the M.Sc. Economics degree from Trier, and you would get a Master in Economics and Data Analysis from Bergamo. So if you are interested in that kind of double degree option, you would need to contact me. So you can contact me already now, but probably more reasonable it would be if you contact me during your first semester when you're in Trier, and then we can discuss the details. So probably you're also interested in the admission requirements. So we basically in Germany have a grading system that is quite different from, for example, the US grading system. There 4.0 would be the best grade. That would be perfect score. Here it's the opposite. 4.0 would be the worst passing grade and 1.0 is the best passing grade. And so you would need a 2.9, like some kind of an average grade, I would say, in an economics bachelor program, or a grade of 2.5 or better in a related bachelor's program. So that could be business administration, that could be social sciences. It could also be mathematics, because if you are not coming from an economics bachelor program, then you need to have at least 60 credits in economics, math, and statistics. And that is typically more of a hurdle than actually getting a grade of 2.5 or better. So for proficiency in English, there are some test results to be handed in, so you can find more information on that and other details of the admission requirements on our website. So I've given the link here, but I will also provide Nino with the slides so that you can then later on download this. So the application deadline, so we have 2 times in the year where you can apply. So the next application period opens on May 1st, and for non-EU nationals, it ends on May 31st. And then there's also winter application possible that actually starts on December 15th and ends on January 15th. And if you get admitted, the admission is actually valid for 2 semesters. So in other words, if you apply now in May and get admitted, you can either start in October for the winter semester, or you can start in April for the following summer semester. So that is possible. And that is actually quite helpful, because oftentimes the visa process for those of you who are not EU nationals is actually kind of lengthy. That is not our fault. Yeah, so it has nothing to do with Trier University. It just has to do with embassies and consulates being relatively slow. But it's good that you actually have some time. So even if it takes time to process your visa application and you cannot start in October, you can still start in April of the following year. So for EU nationals, the online application is open longer, at least for the winter semester application period, May 1st to July 15th. But apart from that, it's kind of similar, except that you don't need a visa then, of course, when you want to come to Trier. So for application materials, I tell you the best thing is to actually look at the website, because once in a while also things change. But typically what you need is there's the university entrance qualification. You need to provide a copy of that. Then the bachelor degree you need, the transcript of records with the overall grade point average. Then you need to pay a fee to actually cover the expenses that we have from processing your application. That is currently 70 euros. You need to provide a passport or ID card scan, proof of English language proficiency via some of the admissible tests, or one of the admissible tests, then a statement about previously attended universities, a tabular CV, and in case you come from China, Vietnam, or India, you also need some APS certificate, but that I think is true for all German universities. So I don't really know all that much about that, but that is something that basically the German consulates apparently require. Okay, so what are the advantages of studying at Trier University? So as I said, it's master program that has been running for quite some time already. So since 2010, we have had this English language master program, so it's well established. At some point, our class sizes were like about 60. Yeah, so the incoming class was about 60 students. By now, we are kind of smaller. We are typically taking in class sizes of 20 to 30 students, but that is also fine. So it's big enough on the one hand and also small enough on the other hand, so that you can really be in contact not only with your fellow students, but also with your professors and other people who actually teach in the program. Typically, these are professors, but also some assistants teach there. Then our master's program has been consistently ranked in the top group. So in 2020, we were top 3, and we're still one of the best programs, so have very good rankings for the master program. We don't charge a tuition fee. However, as is true for all German universities, you need to pay some money, but that money actually serves to actually pay for the bus and train pass. Yeah, so you can travel all over Germany with this bus and train pass. That's not a problem. And also you pay for like lower prices at the university cafeteria. So each student has a professor as an academic mentor. The job prospects are really good, in particular also because you cannot only find a job in Germany, but many people actually find a job in neighboring Luxembourg, which is the richest EU country, so has the highest GDP per capita of the entire European Union, and it has lots of jobs in finance. So many people already start doing an internship while studying in Trier, and then later on they can find a good job in Luxembourg, but also, of course, in Germany. And we also routinely accept some of our best international students as doctoral students. So I, for example, at the moment have 2 doctoral students who work at my chair, and one of them is actually from the Dominican Republic. So optional study abroad, I already talked about that you can study during the Erasmus Plus program for half a year abroad, or you can join the double master program. Our department was the recipient of the Trier University's first internationalization prize in 2020 because of our engagement in the English language master program. And we actually have a very good network of people who help international students, both from our international office and from our department. So the department actually finances student advisors, especially for foreign students. We do have affordable campus housing available. And once again, we don't charge tuition. We charge an administrative fee of currently 340 euros per semester, but that pays for the regional free bus and train ticket. By regional, this actually means not just in Trier, but also you can travel all the way up to Hamburg or Munich if you want to, but then you need to take the regional trains for that, not the intercity or intercity express trains, and it also pays for reductions in the price for university cafeteria meals. Okay, so if you are interested in the program, this here is our master website. Once again, I will give Nino all the slides for that so that you can check this all out in peace. And here, these are also 2 of our students, a girl from Tunisia and the guy is from Germany, and we would be very happy to welcome you in Trier. So thank you very much, and I'm happy to also answer questions during the Q&A. I've already seen that several Q&A questions have come. I will check this out then in a moment.
Thank you very much, Professor, for the details presentation you provided. Dear all, I want to mention that these slides will be shared with you on Monday, but before that, if you want, please check out the chat because the program page is there, program flyer, online application form, contact info, GPA calculator, and more about APS in case you need one for your visa. All right, then I have a presentation, Dr. Pasche, who will be talking about another, last but not least, program in economics, Master of Science from University Jena.
Yeah, thank you very much. So that's again a smaller city and a smaller program compared to Nuremberg. So I'm Markus Pasche. I'm a senior lecturer in this program and also the coordinator of this master program. Let me start with some impressions from Jena at night. So you see here the Jena Tower, where the university is not located. It's located here in this square, in this front part here of this square. And you also see the quite lovely surrounding of Jena, which invites for biking and hiking. Here you see the square. So the university is located here, or our faculty is located here in this part of the building. And now in daylight, so a picture from the campus. So it's directly in the city. So you have very short ways to other locations in the city here. So it's quite nice there. So I start with a hint to the website, which is very, very comprehensive. So you'll find all relevant information on the website. We have an FAQ for students. We have an extra FAQ for applicants. There's an entire handbook of the master program where the specialization areas and all the details of the curriculum are explained. So please have a look. So therefore, I will concentrate in this short presentation only on some rough information you need, and otherwise you can ask me or visit the website. Yeah, our university is also a quite old one, not so old as Trier, but from the 16th century. It's also medium scale or not so large with approximately 17,000 students. More details you can also find on the website of my German university. And in Jena is located in Thuringia, so one of the eastern parts of Germany. And Thuringia is quite small, but Jena then belongs to the larger cities beside Erfurt. It's one of the larger cities than in Thuringia with 111,000 citizens. And it's one of the few cities in Eastern German countries which are still growing instead of shrinking. It's quite famous for this, for his optical industry. Carl Zeiss, maybe you have heard about it. Carl Zeiss, Jenoptik, and also Schott glass factory. And we are hosting a lot of scientific institutions beside our university. We also have a University of Applied Sciences and some institutes from the Helmholtz Society, the Max Planck Society, the Fraunhofer Society, but all of them are more from the field of natural sciences, of course. And there's also some culture. We have an own philharmonic orchestra, and in the summer term, there's also a festival called Kulturarena, where you can hear some jazz or pop. We have also some clubs. So there's also some culture beside science and industry here. Our faculty is relatively small. So we have 22 professors, and among them, 9 professors for economics, plus 2 senior lecturers, where I'm one from. The other senior lecturer is meanwhile also a so-called extraordinary professor. And we have 3 of these professors have a co-affiliation with the Leibniz Institute of Economic Research in Halle, where we have a cooperation with. And in the next semesters, or we hope for the upcoming winter semester, or at least for the summer semester next year, we hope to appoint further 2 professors from Halle. Now that means they have an affiliation 80% in this research institute in Halle and 20% here in Jena. And this enriches significantly the variety of courses we can offer. The structure of our curriculum is quite straightforward. So like all master programs, it's for 2 years. That means 4 semesters, and you earn 120 ECTS credits in total. That's quite the same in all the master programs you heard before. Teaching language is English. And here we split up into two areas, the so-called basic area and the specialization area, and both of them comprise different courses. Some of them are compulsory, so you have to take and to pass them, and some elective courses you can choose. And the same in the specialization area. Now, if you specialize in, let's say, world economy, for example, then there are also some compulsory courses you have to take and some elective courses and 2 seminars. The master thesis is 24 ECTS. I thought that this is quite a lot, but I now learned from Trier that they have 30 ECTS, which is even more. So the master thesis has a big weight, and there you should demonstrate your science skills. Usually you are conducting your own small research project and demonstrate your competences you have acquired throughout your studies. The specialization areas are as follows. We have traditionally strong focus on the economics of innovation. So therefore, the first one is called innovation and change from various perspectives. So it's more microeconomically oriented, but also a theory of entrepreneurship and also growth, structural change, things like that. The second one, world economy, I think is self-explaining. Economics and strategy. This is if you are interested in game theory, for instance, and experimental economics. Public economics, I think, is also self-explaining. Public finance, the entire public sector, including the educational system, the social security system, and so on. Macroeconomics and financial markets. That's funny because we have chosen the same combination then in Nuremberg. So combining these two things. And general economics, this is a kind of trick because we are forced to force our students to choose a specialization area. So you cannot not choose a specialization. Unfortunately, not unfortunately, but sometimes students are broadly interested and they do not want to specialize. And therefore we find this trick and created this non-specialization specialization area called general economics, where you have much more leeway to choose among a large variety of courses. The last one, regional dynamics, is a very specific one. This is the only part of the curriculum, if you would choose that, where German proficiency is needed, because that's a joint specialization area with the Department of Geography, and their master program is in German language. So here we have to make a compromise. But this is very specific. Also, the basic area is very specific. If you are choosing regional dynamics, please, I refer to the handbook on the website. We also have double degree programs, both with Italian universities, University of Trento and the University of Insubria, located in Varese. This works very similar than for the master program at Trier. So you will study 1 year in Jena and the second year then either in Trento or in Varese. And the master thesis you could write either in the partner university or in Jena. That's then up to you. So that's a quite nice opportunity. We also have special coordinators for these double degree programs. And at the end, you are awarded 2 degrees, Master of Science in Economics from Trento and Jena, or Varese and Jena. We encourage international students to learn German. So language courses, in particular German language courses, could be credited for the curriculum up to 12 ECTS, which is quite a lot, could be credited for our curriculum. Now, I think that's important for your study success, and in particular, if you plan to find a job at the German job market, then I think German language skills are really important. So we encourage to do so, and it's credited in the curriculum. Depending on the courses you are choosing, you can also apply for an extra certificate. One is called DigiLab, because some courses have computer exercises, data exercises, let's say in MATLAB or Dynair or Stata or R or whatsoever. And all courses which are more computer-oriented or data-oriented, then you can get some extra, let's say, points. And if you collect a certain number of points, then you could get this extra certificate called DigiLab certificate. And in the same fashion, the sustainability certificate, because some of the courses have some relationships to the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations. Just to give an example, one of my courses, I teach growth and innovation, and one part is the limits to growth, so environmental constraints or ecological constraints to growth. So this is related to sustainability, and if you collect a couple of courses related to that, then you can get the so-called sustainability certificate. I mentioned already our cooperation with the Research Institute in Halle. This is not only that we are having some professors from there, but they also invite for research seminars. Maybe you can do an internship or a kind of student assistantship in Halle at the Research Institute, and that would be a big opportunity because they have much better access to larger databases than we could afford. And so, yeah, that's, I think, a nice plus. We also run a bridging course or refresher course because according to our experience, the heterogeneity of the pre-education and math and microeconomics and macroeconomics is quite big in international students. So we created this course, which is self-teaching. It's implemented in Moodle, so comprising of a series of slides and videos and Moodle quizzes so that you can fresh up your knowledge in mathematics and microeconomics and macroeconomics. For some international students, for instance, if the bachelor degree was awarded several years ago, then sometimes you might get a conditional admission for our program, and the conditionality is that you have to take this refresher course in the first semester. No, but otherwise, all the students are invited to do this voluntarily. All right, the application here we need a bachelor degree, a Bachelor of Science degree in economics or related fields, although we do not take this too seriously. So if it is a Bachelor of Arts, but nevertheless, the courses are more quantitatively oriented, or if it's a bachelor in business administration or other fields, it's also fine if you meet the following criteria regarding the education in mathematics, statistics, and economics. So here it's not combined, so you need 6 ECTS in mathematics, 6 in statistics, and 30 in economics. Yeah, not 40 in the sum of all fields, because this would mean that you can substitute one field by another one. You need a sound pre-education in math and statistics and economics. And what counts as economics, sometimes this is a question of interpretation, so we interpret this quite rigorously. So microeconomics, macroeconomics, I think that's very clear, but we do not count courses like, let's say, the economy of India. No? This is more specific, it's more descriptive and specific for a certain country. This is not so helpful for standing our program, so this will not count. So therefore, these 30 ECTS in economics are quite strict. What would be very, very helpful is if you are able to provide some course descriptions, module descriptions, or syllabi of the courses, in particular the economics courses, because then we can make a much better informed decision about admission. You should apply as soon as possible. So the application period starts from 1st of April and ends in May, 31st of May. So it's relatively short. But later applications are anyway pointless because of the very, very long visa process. What is not so helpful are recommendation letters. Yeah, normally we do not read them, frankly spoken. And the motivation letters, please keep them very short. No? Concentrate, focus on the essence. You find on the website some hints how to formulate a proper motivation letter, but please keep it relatively short. Practical job experience is not so helpful. It's not seen as a benefit. It just means that you are longer out of academia after your bachelor program. So typically this is not so helpful. If you have long job experience, then you will get the refresher course as a conditionality for admission. Yeah, to give you some numbers, in the past years, we received between 500 and 600 applications. Last year, we had 800, so it was quite a lot. The acceptance rate is approximately 40%, but this does not mean that 40% of these numbers really come to Jena. Only a tiny fraction comes to Jena. So per intake, we have around about 40 students, but our goal is to increase the number to 50 or 60, like in the pre-corona times where we also had 60 students per intake. Most of the students are international students. So German students are a small minority here. And that means that intercultural experiences also plays a big role here. So the classes are relatively small. You will work together with small groups, and most of your classmates, many of your classmates then will come from other countries. So that's from my side. If there are any questions, then don't hesitate to ask me or write me an email. All the presentation and all the links and so on you will then get from my German university.